lights off, what the fuck you gonna do? Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
What up? What up? All right, so I'm going live today, right? And you know, I'm live. And today I want to have a little conversation. Hold on a second. Hold on. First thing I need y'all to do in order for us to have this conversation, we're gonna go live. I'm gonna go live with a lot of people. But before we go live, I need you to go to my Twitter real quick. Go to my Twitter. I only have 20 hours. Go to my Twitter and look at that last tweet. I asked a tweet about. I tweeted a question. You know what? Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can get the Twitter up on my laptop. One second. Now I don't normally go on Twitter on my laptop. Let me see if I can do this. You know what I mean? I don't do this. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Twitter. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oops. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. 1 second. Let's see if I... Nah, I don't have it. I don't even use it on this damn thing. All right. Anyway, yo. We gonna go to my Twitter. I think, you know, Amanda Seals wanted to have some conversations for me. So somebody hit her up, tell her to come here, come to my live so she could join my live so we can talk about it, because she was confounded. She said she was confounded by my question. I asked the question. I said, you know, my question, right, was, well, first of all, I made a statement. Imagine how biracial families must feel right now and what's going on. That has nothing to do with how I feel about how black men are treated in this country. This is a separate question. You know, we know that, you know, brothers are not treated, you know, the way they should be. We know that. I think we all know that. But my question was, I wonder, what does a biracial family talk about at a time like this, right? What, like, if you have a white mother or a black mother or a white father or a black mother and you're a biracial child, and like, how do the parents talk to their child? Do they base it on complexion? Do they base it on what they look like? How do they base that thing? You know what I'm saying? Yo, black people in general, bless Trini. Why does it matter? You know what? Good. I'm about it. Let's go live and talk about it. Oh, you don't want to talk about it. Keisha Marie, you can answer that? Half black and half white here. All right. I'm gonna come to you in a second, Keisha Marie. I'm gonna go to a few people. I wanna start talking about this. But just so you understand, I'm asking the question because I want to understand every aspect of this problem that we're dealing with in America. I want to understand every aspect of it. Every aspect of it. I don't only want to understand one POV. I don't think you can be successful in anything if you only understand one side of it. If you play football and you only understand defense or only understand offense, how can you win a Super Bowl? You need to understand all aspects of the game. The great players, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, they understand all aspects of the game. So in life, you have to understand all aspects of the game. All right? So stop talking to me about how this isn't relevant and that isn't relevant. That is not how you win. You do not win based on one opinion or one POV. I'm tired of that shit. I'm sick of it. You sit around And all you want to hear me say, the only thing you're interested in hearing me say, which is understandable, the only thing you really want to hear me say is black people are mistreated, this shit got to stop, and we got to tear down the systemic racism. And you know what? You're right about that. You're right about that part. But I want to understand all this shit. I want to understand it all. I don't just want to understand one part of it. And then anytime somebody asks a question that's a little deeper or has a little more insightful or has some layers to it that requires you to think, you call them stupid. It's like the more sophisticated the question becomes, the more layered the point of view becomes, the more you want to call somebody dumb for asking the question. When the real dumb shit is not paying attention and not thinking. Because you just are in the mood for a mindless commentary. You just want me to egg you on to break windows and shit and burn shit down. Because that's easy. And I'm not saying people are wrong for feeling what they're feeling. So before you try to take me out of context, no, I'm not saying people are wrong for feeling what they're feeling. But I'm saying that you got to go deeper than the surface. So if we could take a second to stop always discussing shallow shit and go a little deeper, maybe we can figure this thing out. I want to go to Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas. Let's talk about it. Oh, you decline. Oh, but you're talking, but you decline it. See? So stop running your mouth. Because you're just talking. You don't want to, but you don't want to go there. There's nothing wrong with a deep question, Tiffany Roxana. My thing is this. Every time we as black people want to ask a question that's a little bit deeper, we got to get painted into some kind of weird hole. Weird corner. It reminds me of like growing up and people said, don't talk white. Obviously, they never said that shit to me, but they said it. Hey, yo, it's nothing wrong with us thinking about what's going on. Look, we all in our feelings right now. This is an explosive time. This is an explosive time. This shit is crazy. But we can ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. Don't act like asking questions is a sin, because it's not. I mean, you got these people out here, like, really? It's that damn hard for you to understand these questions? Is it that hard for you to utilize your imagination a little bit? And think about something beyond breaking a goddamn window? Everyone, that's right, twin mommy. Everyone has their own perspective. But the problem is that all they know how to do, the majority knows how to do, is to glom on to bullshit and ignore anything that requires a little more thought. All they want to do is play checkers. Nobody wants to play chess. All you want to do is play checkers and then bitch and moan because you're getting outplayed by people playing chess. But then when somebody brings up some chess to you and try to teach you chess, you call it a stupid game and go back to playing checkers. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. This is real life. That man was out there with a neck on his motherfucking, with a knee on his neck. And you want to sit around and debate about shallow bullshit instead of like understanding that there must be some science to what people are thinking about? We're trying to win. We ain't trying to just talk tough and lose. You just want to look tough, talk tough, and lose. Same shit over and over and over again. Look tough, talk tough, lose. Look tough, talk tough, lose. And then when somebody try to tell you something, teach you how to get your shit together, you don't want to hear that. That's stupid. They dumb. They removed. They live in a bubble. They don't get it. But if you're looking at a black man who was able, by the grace of God and some luck and some blessings, to get his black ass out of Queens, I must have did something right. Listen. 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 I get so tired of these goddamn know-it-alls that been doing the same shit and losing for years. You know every goddamn thing. And ain't winning in no area, but you know everything. And then can take the time to criticize the winners. You're gonna tell the winners they stupid. You're gonna get on Twitter and tell LL he don't get it. He's not smart. But I'm here making my dreams a reality, and you sitting on your ass and hardly doing half of the shit you want to do, but you want to tell me that I don't get it. Or if I do succeed, oh, it's because you a jigaboo, you a coon, you know, you tap dancing. We don't do Amos and Andy over here, baby. We don't play like that. I'm from Farmers Boulevard in Queens, New York. We don't play like that. I was born and raised in the hood. We don't play like that. Ain't no jigaboo coon shit over here, baby. But what you're not going to do is get me to just act like a moron or act like an idiot just for you to like me. Kiss my ass. I ain't doing that either. I'm not going to tell lies on Twitter or act like I don't have questions about things just to please you. I don't care if you like me or not. Because there are a lot of like-minded people who do and who get it. And that's who I care about. Yeah, I get it. No. No. My feelings ain't hurt. No. My feelings ain't hurt. But you know what? I guess, yeah, my feelings are hurt only in the sense that I hate seeing things like that happen to George Floyd, and then we keep behaving the same way. So you know what? With your low oaken ass, whatever, yeah, my feelings are hurt. But not in the way that you think they're hurt. Not like ego hurt. More hurt like I think we could do better hurt. So yes, you're right. Teddy 640 G45 said, damn, Todd, what happened? What happened was life happened. I'm tired of seeing our people get hurt. George Floyd happened. That cop putting his neck on that guy's, his knee on that guy's neck. All I can think about is his neck. Him putting his knee on his neck, that happened. And it pisses me off because when I ask questions, see, good detective work requires you to ask a lot of different questions, not just one question. And although you may be thinking about one specific topic, Sometimes you have to triangulate your thoughts around a specific topic to actually reach the goal. But if you don't understand that, you think it's stupid. It's like working out and exercising. It's like the person who wants to get in shape. But then when you tell them to do the extra rep, or you tell them that they may have to sleep in work out in an oxygen chamber, or you tell them today we're only doing protein, they think it's dumb. Why do I have to do that? That's uncomfortable. But if you're not willing to ask the uncomfortable questions, if you're not willing to ask uncomfortable questions and consider things that aren't obvious, you'll never succeed. Stop always thinking about the obvious. All you want to talk about is the obvious. I know a lot of you don't like police. I know black people get mistreated. Stop only thinking about the obvious. Okay, so what I was asking about, so next Fleming, let's go live. Who wants to kick it? No, I'm very much at peace, A. Marie. I'm just spitting. I'm definitely at peace. I'm definitely at peace, baby. Nah. Yeah, let's talk about it then. Who wants to go live and talk about it? Let's talk about it. But y'all don't want to go live and talk about it. See? That's right, black people matter. That's right, they matter. You damn right. Exactly, Louis Sphere. Absolutely. Peace be still. Amen. That's right. All right, now, I said what I had to say. If anybody wants to, if anybody wants to have a conversation, if anybody wants to express themselves, I'm going to be quiet, let you express yourself. You come on the line, you let me know. Exactly. Okay, you sorry, calm down. Yo, that's so funny. No, I ain't, but I'm more like TD Jakes hyped, not negative vibes hyped. I'm more feeling like more like in pastor mode than I am in anger mode. Don't confuse the energy and the aggression. This is what I'm feeling. Yeah, third degree murder. Come on, man. Like he meant to kill that guy. Whole nother conversation. What can people do to help change? I think, I brought up this topic on Twitter, right? And most of the time, most people, Lamar, most people, they ridicule this topic. The topic is, the term is called, it's something called implicit bias. Implicit bias. Google it. Google it. Implicit bias. It's one of the biggest problems in the world. Implicit bias. People have stereotypical views, ideas, and prejudices that they don't consciously know they have. And they operate in a world thinking that they're not biased, thinking that they're not racist, thinking that they're not prejudiced, but subconsciously they actually are and don't know it. That's why I made the song with Brad Paisley that had you all in your feelings and shit, because you didn't get it.
Uncle L, what's up, man?
What up? Real people, real conversations. Tell me about it, baby. Talk to me.
Man, it's like this here. I'm Bobby Wilson. I've been trying to get with you for some time, man. I'm glad I finally got a chance to tap in with you.
I'm welcome, man. Welcome, my brother. Talk to me.
It's like this, man. I understand exactly where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, and in this community, man, and in just life itself, it's just like if people knew how hard it was, to live the life of a black man, and it's like you're not even a threat, but to be taken that way because of this person's insecurities as an officer, and it's like, I think about my kids, man, and it's like I don't want to have to explain to my son, well, son, I got to be like this so the cops don't pull me over, so nothing bad don't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel everything. I feel the emotion. If somebody's saying, oh, he emotional, you're supposed to be emotional for a time like this. This is a time and a season where, it's like we're not supposed to be being passive aggressive about this stuff. We should be getting emotional.
Yeah, man, it's real. It's real.
Why would you not get emotional? I mean, it would be the same thing if I seen a lot of white people getting killed by black cops. So it's like, it's not about race. It don't have nothing to do with race. This has everything to do with humanity. You know what I mean? As a Christian, it's about humanity. So it's not about, oh, it's because they white. No. We're not gonna get it twisted.
Evil. The ones who see, because my thing is, there's a lot of I see white girls getting hit with nightsticks down there, baby. I seen them getting thrown in the street by cops throwing women in the street, 100-pound girls getting thrown on the sidewalk, hitting their heads on the sidewalk. Look, don't get me wrong. Racism is real, but there are white folks, and hey, what's up? What's up? How you doing? There are white folks, Latino folks, and Asian folks, and Indian folks, and every Middle Eastern folks, all walking side by side out there wanting to see this justice served. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They all out there. Now, what happened to George Floyd was about race, but the idea of like putting everybody in that box is not the way to go.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree 100% more. And it's like, I done seen this. I done had an open conversation with people on my Facebook page. And my question was, I want to know from all of my white, friends, and just I want to understand from you guys. Have you ever been pulled over by a black cop? And if you did, what was your experience with that cop? And a lot of the responses was, black cop was cool. The black cop wasn't rude. And it was even to the point to where white people was even saying, I got pulled over by a white cop and they was way more rude than black cops. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I really feel like that hatred is self-taught. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can raise your children one way, but a lot of what your children will pick up, they're going to pick it up on their own. You know what I'm saying? It's because it has everything to do with you and what you feel humanity really truly is. If you if you feel like humanity is about killing off the black race to the point to where we extinct from this world, then I mean, that's because your views is messed up.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, I appreciate you for calling in. I'm gonna take some other viewers, but stay strong. You know what I'm saying? And take care of your family, my brother. All right?
Can we get a screenshot real fast?
Let's do it.
Real quick, I gotta say, I had an audition with Robbie Reed to play as you, and I don't even know what it was about. It was I had to do this in Dallas, and I had to go. I did this probably like 3 months ago, man, and I had to get. I Need Love. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to tap in, try to steer away from what you're talking about, but I had to let you know that I did do that, man, and it was amazing. I'm actor Bobby Wilson, and I look up to you a whole lot, man.
Thank
you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. Let's take a screenshot. I'm gonna jump.
Yep, let's get the screenshot. Let's do it. All right, one love, baby.
Much love, my brother. Much love.
Much love.
Real people, real conversations. I'm having a conversation. I want to talk real stuff, though. There ain't no fluff. I want to talk real. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to you guys. I want to know what's what. All right, my man, Now That's Major, said he's leaving the protest now. Let's talk about it. Hit me up. The initial incident was about race. Of course it was. We know that. 100%.
What's happening, brother? What's happening?
All right, so talk to me.
Listen, I'm out here, La Cienega and San Vicente. I just left the protest here with the Black Lives Matter movement. And you know what? It's super heavy out here because there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of hurting people. But one of the things that kind of give me a little hope, man, is a collective cultural uprising right now. Because out here on this front line, you are seeing Black, white, Asian, you're seeing so many different representations here on the front line. And I know it may not be existing in all the other different cities, but I've seen more diversity than ever before. And I just want to speak life into the hearts of the people to remind them that hope is not canceled.
Amen.
We've made a lot more progress. We've made a lot more progress than we're giving credit to. It's a whole lot more work to do, but we've made a lot more progress, man. And it's unfortunate that the sensational are the ones that get hold of the narrative. And so what starts to happen is you see one sensation over here. And literally, I was walking from the this Middle Eastern guy pulls over to me and he says, "Why are you people burning up stuff?" And I had to ask him, I said, "Why are you people burning up stuff? Clarify." And he's literally in the middle of the street with traffic moving. And he's saying, I had to let him know, man, that's the problem. You've literally summarized all of us. You've generalized everybody's outcry as one thing. You see one catastrophe and you collect the entire culture, and that's wrong. And I had to let him know. I said, think about come from. You're an immigrant that came here by choice. We were here without a choice. We were brought here without a choice. And think about 300 years of systemic oppression. Somebody's going to burn up something, but not everybody's doing it. And I'm going to hate the man that chooses to do so. Yeah.
100%. Well, look, I appreciate you for checking in. I'm going to jump. I'm going to talk to some more people, man. Let's keep
sir.
Stay locked in.
Much respect to you, King. Yes, sir.
Much respect, King. Love. All right, Kamisha, you said my tweet was out of line. Let's talk about it, Kamisha. You want to talk about it? Or you just want what you want to do? You want to like talk about it. Tell me it was out of line. I want to know. You know what I mean? So you saying a biracial tweet is out of line. It's not out of line. There ain't nothing out of line about it. You know what I'm saying? I just asked a simple question. You got people that are biracial. How does a family that is biracial and has all kind of whatever that mix is, how do they feel in a situation like this? Now, I want you to explain to me how that's out of line. Why is that a question that can't be asked? I want you to prove to me why that's a question that can't be asked. But don't be afraid to go live with me because you're embarrassed. If you want to go live, let's go live and talk about it. If not, then you just type it. Because it's all the time, everybody, you can get somebody told on Twitter. You sure know how to run with that. Sure know how to leave comments. But you got an opportunity to look me in the eye and talk to me. What's up? Don't run your mouth and then be scared to talk. Because I understand my position. My position is this. One, Black people have been mistreated in this country since forever. Two, all people of all races, everybody is not a racist. Three, what's it like if you're in a mixed family and you're dealing with all of this shit? These are valid questions. We'll sit there and just be typing and not really talking and don't want to talk about nothing, just want to type. Get off my IG, man. What up? Let's talk about it.
Hi.
How you doing?
So I'm doing well. I'm a tri-racial kid actually. I'm a quarter black, a quarter white, and then half Asian. And so my perspective has always just been confused. I say I'm Asian and people are like, you don't look Asian. I say I'm black, they're like, you don't look black. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't have dark hair. Okay, so what? My hair's brown. Get over it. It's just a confusing time because people are posting stuff and I'm like, what did you do? You spent 5 seconds to post something on your story. What did that actually do? Nothing. It didn't help anyone. You're spreading words. You're spreading like news, sure, but everyone's seen that Black Lives Matters challenge 30 times now.
Mhm.
What did that actually do for us? Nothing. And it just frustrates me because people are like, you don't belong in the Black community. And I'm like, I'm still part of it. Even if I don't look it, maybe I don't have to fear for my life because cops aren't going to challenge me because I apparently look white. But what does that mean? Does that mean that I don't care about everyone else? No.
Mhm.
I belong in the community, I feel like, but
Who do you identify with?
I I can't choose is the problem. I mean, I'm still a high schooler. Like, it's just like when schools ask me, what race are you? I put all three. I just put all
You put
three
all
down.
three.
Yeah. I just put all three. I don't
Mhm.
I can't choose because there's parts
What
of me
what
that are
which
Asian.
which community, in terms of race, which community really accepts you? You know what I
None.
mean? Like, who is like, you know what I mean? Like, who does it feel like is really feels like you're part of the community? You know what I mean?
I feel like the white community accepts me just because I look more like them. Like the black community is like, you don't look black.
Mm,
Okay,
mm,
fine.
mm.
I'll keep standing up for the black community, but they haven't done anything for me. So
Well, you know, I'll tell you something. The reason why I asked that question, the deep reason, is because at the end of the day, we are all one, and we have to realize that. And if some aliens landed on this planet, you'd figure out how quickly that was true. Um, but what I would tell you is just stay encouraged, embrace your truth.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Embrace your truth. And much love to you. All right?
thank you.
You're welcome. Peace and love. Look, let's go on some. Let's talk. I want to talk to somebody who has beef with that. Like I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to nobody with a compliment. I want somebody who's saying something crazy. Somebody who disagrees. You know, one of you that really, yeah, Tisha Nelson is confusing, but that's not enough. Stephanie Lewis said, "Wow," so, but what somebody said, I respect it a lot. What ethnicity is your mother? Oh, that was a good one. What, you know, stop talking to these people who have limited experience and knowledge. Okay, Justice, let's talk about it then. Let's kick it. Let's kick it. Justice Figueroa.
Peace,
Yo,
Al. What's going
peace.
on? Wait, let me switch my phone around.
Okay.
What's
Break it
going
down
on,
for me,
Black Man?
baby.
Peace.
Break it down for me.
How the brother? Listen, it's like this, Al. I'm gonna tell you like this. The comment that you made, I don't have an issue with it. I'm biracial. I'm half Puerto Rican, half black. I'm not white and black, but I'm Puerto Rican and black. All right. It's a lot going on in the world right now with this racial inequality, with the killing of young African American men, so on and so forth. So I understand where you was coming from with that comment, because there could be a conflict of interest in a home that's biracial,
Exactly.
because we have a lot of black people, you know, who have white or Caucasian friends, and they're very silent about what's going on. So I feel some type of way about my white friends that haven't spoken up about this. You know, how can we continue to be friends when you don't feel the pain that I feel? You're not speaking up, you being quiet about it. So if my wife is white and I'm black and I'm dealing with this, you know, there may be a little tension in my house between me and her as far as how she reacting to this. You see what I'm saying? So your point, I'm not gonna fight you on that. You had a valid point to ask that question, because it's real and it's something that a lot of people are dealing with in this country.
Like,
Biracial
you know what?
marriages.
I'll take it even one deeper, right? Like, you know who I'd really like to ask this question of? And I'm sure he would have an answer that far surpasses my wisdom. I would love to ask Barack Obama right now, President Obama, how do you feel, you know, having a white mother and an African father? How does this look to you right now?
Right.
That is not a bad
Right.
question.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I just want to
No,
know.
it's not at all. No, it's not at all. And you know what? He dealt with a certain level of racism when he was growing up because of that. He was discriminated against.
They was racist against him his whole presidency. He was
His
so
whole
classy.
presidency.
He was so classy compared to what's going on now. It's not even funny.
But let me say this, Al, in terms of the looting and the rioting and the burning of cars. Now, there is a lot of stuff that they're going over the top with. I understand that, the looting and stuff like that. But when you're dealing with people that come from impoverished communities and they don't have a lot of the resources to defend themselves or to make change or to change policy, or they can't hire, expensive law firms to defend them, they're resorting to doing the only thing they know how to do, man.
100%. Listen. Understand. There's three things. Look, you're going to either deal with logic and reason, chance and luck, or hate, passion, and all of that. The people are in their feelings. It is what it is. You're not going to explain it away. You're not going to come up with some magical intellectual elixir that's going to make people stop being angry. Nobody's trying to do that shit. But my thing I want to know, though, what I do want to do is I'm trying to figure out how do we go a little deeper than what we've been doing, because we did the same shit when the thing happened with Rodney King and didn't really make a lot of progress.
No, it didn't.
Other than getting on social media. All right?
Right.
So
But see, the thing is, L, I'm going to tell you one of the things that's stagnating us from getting progress. We don't have no real leaders. See, those kids that's out there rioting, they didn't come in with a game plan. Everybody's out there free balling. They just doing whatever they want to do. We don't have real leaders that are directing us, that's saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to march. It's going to be peaceful. But then after that, we're going to Washington. We're going to talk to Congress. We're going to try to make some changes. See, we don't got real leaders in this country. Nobody is taking the position of leadership. At one time, Farrakhan was supposed to be, the alleged leader. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. A lot of those guys are burnt out. People don't even listen to them no more. You know what I'm saying? So we have to raise up a new generation of leaders that can get these young kids' attention and teach us how to turn that energy and that aggression into policy. Because nothing ain't going to change without policy. You could bark, you could burn shit down, you could do whatever you want to do. But if the laws don't change, ain't nothing going to change.
That's right.
Right.
Well, thank you for joining me. Thanks for joining, my brother. I got to jump. I'm going to talk to some more people. Salute.
Salute.
Look, somebody asked me, why am I not talking about police brutality? This is what somebody just asked me. This is what I mean. Why am I not talking about police brutality? Because we was talking about a different topic. Because that's not what we were talking about. That's why I'm not talking about police brutality. Because I was talking about something else. So if you just sit your ass there and be patient, you can hear what we're talking about and then join in. I'm tired of you. I'm not your puppet. I talk about what I want to talk about. I'm not here to talk about things just to get you guys going. I'm talking about stuff that I believe is real, and I know it's real. Who wants to talk? Who wants to kick it? Who out here wants to kick it? It is a mindset problem. It's absolutely a mindset problem. Now, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, right? I said this word, implicit bias. How many of you actually took a second to Google that and think of it? Huh? How many? Implicit bias. You don't care. Of course not. You just want to hear me talk about whooping cops' asses. See, everybody wants to be, a fighter pilot, but nobody want to learn how to build a jet. You want to go nuclear, but you don't want to learn how to build a nuclear bomb. It's the little work. It's the details. It's the stuff that leads up to that brings success in your life. You don't just go to the finish line. So you guys, a lot of you just want to go to the finish line. This has to change. This has to change. It needs to stop now. Hey, guess what? It ain't gonna work like that. You're gonna literally have to light the fuse. You're gonna have to build up. You build a house from blueprints to foundation to the house to furnishing it, etc. You ain't gonna snap your fingers and it's done. So if you think you're gonna throw a cinder block through a window and solve this shit, you out of your mind. I don't care how much you in your feelings right now. It's gonna take some of this. And anybody watching this live who thinks that it ain't gonna take none of this to make it, you're sadly mistaken. That's right. You can't just snap your legs, your fingers. Who wants to kick it? And I want some opposing views. I'm not trying to go to somebody just to be warm and fuzzy. If you got a problem with what I'm saying, tell me. But then when I try to come to you, don't be scared to go live. Put your questions in the comments so I know that we're going to have something to talk about. That's right. Tar for Tato. Let's talk about it a little bit. Real people, real conversations. Tar, what's up, my brother?
Peace and blessings, family.
Talk to me, baby.
Listen, you're absolutely right, because I sit back on earlier today and I went live on Facebook to create the same conversation. And so many people is not thinking, because a quick fix is just a band-aid. We have to, whatever's taking place, we have to endure this to the end, and the end is going to bring about change. But to get out there, yes, we're mad, we're upset, we're aggravated. And those who are on the front line, they're doing what they feel they need to do to release their frustration. And the reason why I look at the younger generation, I think they're doing what they feel they need to do so this don't follow them the rest of their life. I may be off base with that, but that's just a thought that I have. But I appreciate this conversation. I appreciate your realness. For a second, I said, I know they didn't get my brother out of character. And I'm listening, I said, of course not. Because this is a life or death situation, and he has to speaking, because sometimes we don't get it until we hear words that we feel someone be, yo, why is your finger in my face? It's in your face because you're not listening. And I don't mean no disrespect, but I want to help save your life. And that's so very important to us, because one brother got on and said extinction. It could truly happen not only by the powers that be, if we are worst enemy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So together we'll make a magnificent, and I don't believe in the movement, because the movement has the capability of being stagnated. We got to make this thing called living in peace a way of life. And once that happens, skies is the limit for us as a people.
Yep. Well, yo, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to talk to some more people. I got love for you and the family. Stay strong, all right, my brother?
Blessings.
Let me, I saw a question here that I definitely want to answer. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. I'm Ashley. I'm Ashley Nicole. Asked the question. I'm trying to go live with her right now. Seems like it's taking a long time. I'm not sure what's up. Let me see. Yeah, if you disagree with my tweet, send me a request. All right, see, Ashley, you ain't coming up. Okay, Ashley Nicole asked, what did your generation do to help the next generation or something to that extent? I'm trying to find it. She asked, and I would say, from my point of view, all I did was help pave the way to help young brothers be able to get out the hood through and live their dreams through creating a hip hop industry. That's all I did. All I did was, spearhead, Def Jam, right? And turn that into something special. So if you got a question about what LL Cool J did for the generations, then let's just take LL and Def Jam out of the equation, and then you do the figuring. That's what I did. What did you do? You know what the other thing I'm sick of? I'm sick of this idea that, because you get a bag, you don't care about your people. That's bullshit. That's some people. Some people are like that. Some dudes get money and forget. But guess what? LL Cool J been real since 1984, before a lot of you was born. So if I ain't fake by now, I ain't never gonna be fake. So go ahead with that bullshit. You can go ahead with that bullshit. All right? I'm as real as they come, baby. No question. No, what I'm saying is Blackademic. Yo, Blackademic, that's what I'm glad you said that, man. He said, is the U.S. going to acknowledge implicit bias? My thing about the implicit bias is Google implicit bias. Google implicit bias. All right, I'm glad you asked that question. Is the nation going to acknowledge implicit bias? You know what? My thing is, we got to figure out how, and now, mind you, this is a 2, 3, 4, 500 year idea. You understand what I mean? We got to figure out how to teach kids of all races how to breed that out of them psychologically. So that means the school's going to have to, we're going to need more psychologists in school, more sociologists in school at the kindergarten level, at the earliest point, to program children to not have these implicit biases that affect their lives moving forward. You know why you know it's true? And I'm gonna let you talk. You know why you know it's true? Because you have female white school teachers who call the police on little 3rd grade black boys because they're truly scared.
But that's the point right there. Is the teaching force right now is what, 84% white women? And so if you have 84% of white women who are teaching students of color who are making over 80% of the student population, there's already an issue in the implicit bias that you're talking about, right? So they already, if we acknowledge that there's an implicit bias in the United States, that 84% of the white female teaching force already has an issue with teaching and discussing race.
That's so right.
We understand that to be true. Already we have an acknowledgement or an issue that is happening on an educational level, but then we also have to put it to the level of those who are in the White House right now who will never acknowledge the fact that
never
acknowledge that there's an implicit bias in the judicial system, in the educational system, in the financial system. So all of these spaces where people of color are disempowered, there has not been an acknowledgement of race in any of those things. And so because of that, because there's not an acknowledgement of those things, there is this idea of letting the status quo, i.e. racism, to continue. And so that has been the mainframe, that has been a point of that has been a foundation of United States history since, like you said, people have ever been walking on this globe or walking in this part of the country. So there's the acknowledgement of an implicit bias. We have, from the TV that we watch, the people that we interact with, the food that, whatever it is, we have been influenced by these ideas for 15, 16, 17, however many years of your life you have been walking on this earth. you have an idea that you've been thinking in a certain way. So when someone comes in and tries to challenge your thinking or pushes up against it, you don't want to recognize it.
Thank you.
We don't ever want to recognize either where we are with certain things. Like I have certain privileges, you have certain privileges that perhaps my Black sister does not have. Perhaps someone else doesn't. So if I can't recognize that I have those advantages, I'm not truly having this idea of pulling people to the center or pulling people to the conversation about beginning this change. So going back to who creates or who quote unquote rules this country, they're not acknowledging that they have this bias that has been there, that has shaped this country. And so I hate to feel pessimistic, but that's a reality. Is like,
but you know what?
That idea of implicit bias, then what's the point? Or how do we actually make this move of creating change?
Let me jump in on that. And I can answer that question pretty simply. Let me tell you something. When John Lewis and Malcolm X and that whole generation was walking arm in arm and doing what they were doing, it was highly unlikely that many people thought that a Barack Obama could exist.
Right.
It is highly unlikely that people envisioned a Black man in the White House at that point. Or even, let's go even further. Do you think in the times of Frederick Douglass? Because remember, could they imagine a Black man in the White House? Absolutely not. What am I saying? What I'm saying is you have to be willing to plant seeds to trees that you may never sit under.
Absolutely. I teach kids who I teach for generations that I will never meet. I teach for grandchildren and great-grandchildren who I will never know, in the hope that somehow, somewhere, what I am teaching is going to make a difference down the road. But I also have to be honest along the lines of this is an uphill battle. And it's the uphill battle of trying to teach them or trying to keep a steadfast spirit, understanding what I'm teaching for generations that I'll never meet, but at the same time living in a space where the reality is I am seeing people dying next to me. I am seeing people dying in my community. I am seeing people being killed in my community. So how do I keep a hope of, yes, things can get better, but the reality is there's death right now. There's destruction right now.
Yes, and we have to, and you know what? You're right. And what we have to do is we have to, there's a couple of things. One, some things we need some short-term solutions, and then we have some long-term strategic objectives as well. And it is going to require some short-term thinking because people right now are suffering and they don't want to talk about what me and Black Academic are talking about for 200-300 years and now because they're hurting now. But at the same time, we need to think about 200-300 years from now if we expect things to be better. Right? If we want things to get better for our great grandkids.
But it's a difficult line. So how do you?
It is difficult.
Stay hopeful for the future. Stay hopeful for 20, 30, whatever future years.
Not hopeful. Not hope. Hope. Okay. Let me jump in on that. Hope is not a strategy.
Okay.
I am not talking about hope. I'm talking about action.
Okay. So let's talk about
not hope.
So
action.
In the very same thing, that kindergartner right now who is learning about the realities of racism right now, and I'm supposed to tell this kindergartner, it's either you will put yourself to action, right? Put yourself to action and challenge this idea of race and racism, but be friendly. I don't know how, it's really a hard line to try to distinguish in terms of action and also these emotions that people, and myself included, are talking about or are feeling. If I'm ready to, if I'm turning on the news and I'm literally seeing people in the street ready to put their lives on the line for my and your freedom, and then at the same time say, well, these things are okay, or these things are bound to happen, or these things are a reality. I struggle with that as an educator. How do I do both of those things at the same time?
Well, look, man, I appreciate you for jumping on. I know the people appreciated your comments. Some did. And stay locked in, baby. One love.
Thank you.
Yep. Linwood Rose said, what happened to the illegal search, LL? Linwood Rose asked that. As if, I'm trying to go live with her. As if, Linwood.
What up, Bell?
You said, what happened to the illegal search, LL?
I did.
So in other words, What I'm talking about means that I can't relate to somebody getting pulled over. Like, I don't know that brothers is getting harassed out of them by police every single day, right? That's what you're saying?
I know you know it.
Oh, okay.
Because you're my favorite rapper ever.
So what I'm talking about is, okay, my thing is this.
So what I'm saying is this, Al. I think here, let me say something real quick. And I appreciate you, man. I be on this every day. You're my favorite rapper ever. 100%, right? Never liked the rapper rather than you. I argue GOAT all the time. That's
I appreciate you. It's all love. It's no beef.
Yeah. What I'm saying is sometimes when you've been making $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 million a year since you were 16 years old, you might have a different perspective. You can talk a long-term perspective about 300 years. 300. If you talk 300 years from now, right, brother?
I understand exactly where you're going.
We're talking 800 years. That's almost 1,000 years.
Yep.
Since we've been here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So we can't talk about like white. Look, man, I work in family office. I work with 100 millionaires, bro. And you know how they plan their shit out? The way you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is, that is generational trust. Let me put some generation money for my grandkids to have money. That's Rockefeller talk, bro.
Mm-hmm. And now let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
But let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Ain't that what we need?
That's what we need.
All right.
That's what we need.
I know. Now, so if that's what we need,
but
we got to get let's just hear me for a second. Just hear me.
Go ahead.
I gave you, and I'm gonna let you respond. I'm not gonna click you off fast. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm gonna let you get all your stuff out. But this is what I want to say to you. Little boys in the hood growing up right now.
Yep.
You say, yo, L, you on the Rockefeller thing. You've been doing this, you've been making millions of dollars since you was a little kid.
Yeah, I've been, right?
Here's the thing. Absolutely. Here's the thing, though. See, when your roots are deep, your branches could be high. But I'm not a dead tree. So my roots are still planted in my community. So what that means is I can take a shorty under my wing and say, yo, this is how you do it. This is how we need to think about this. I didn't say, let me explain something to you. You're right. If you're worried about where your next meal is going to come from and you food insecure, or you got to fight your way to school every day, or you got to put I remember taking a safety pin and putting a butcher knife in my goose just so I could go shopping for school, so nobody would take my clothes from me once I got my bag, my sneakers, and my pair of jeans. Yeah, you're not thinking about 300 years from now. But somebody in our community has to be able to say, yo, we got to think bigger. Somebody has to say, yo, we can go to another level. That does not mean that what our people are going through every day, mama's hungry, babies crying, kids people getting killed by cops. That does not mean, like the first time I told the story before, the first time I bought a new car, cop said, oh, LL, hey man, he didn't know me as LL. Hey, the crack business is good, huh? But understand this, thinking about the future, thinking about how we grow, what books we need to read, how we play chess in this game called life. It's not mutually exclusive. In other words, it does not mean that you are disconnected from your community. You are trying to lift your community and take it to another level. And there's a difference.
I feel you, Al. Look,
go ahead.
I feel you.
Go ahead. And get in some light so we can see you. We can't see you. You're dark.
Yo, my bad, man. I'm in the crib.
Yeah, just turn around so the camera's the light.
My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. Express yourself.
All right, so look,
you got all the time you want. Go ahead, kick.
What I'm saying to you, though, bro, is, look, I get what you're saying, but that is exactly what they want us to say. They want us to say that we can thrive within the system that they
No. Hold up. That's not what I'm saying.
You're saying
I'm not talking about thriving within the premise. I ain't talking about
the premise that you're stating, though, Al, is that literally, like, we can be here for 300 years, right? The fact of the matter is that they didn't want us to be here 100 years ago. They want us all dead.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How many years was it from slavery? I mean, approximately. I'm not trying to give you a quiz. How many years approximately was it from, let's say, the Lincoln days, slavery, to Barack Obama?
That's about 400.
Okay, so was there some progress in them 400 years, even though shit is terrible?
I'm going to say that there was there's an article I want you to read. There's a cat named Loic Waquant, right? And he wrote an article called The Four Peculiar Institutions. And I want you to read that article. Look him up. It's Loic Waquant, Loicwaqant. Loic Waquant, The Four Peculiar Institutions. Read that article, right? And there was progress, but there was minimal progress. Look, I went to Columbia University.
So this is my point. This is my point. That is my point. See, you can't deal with things the way you wish they were. You have to deal with things the way they are. We all wish that we could fucking shit. Read a book, pull out a shotgun, and change the shit. Sounds great. It's wonderful. We all wish we could throw a cinder block off a goddamn roof, hit a fucking cop car, and the system's changed. But guess what? That shit ain't going. Oh, it's a little baby.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. You know,
she heard you talking, man. This is Asada. She's named after Asada Shakur, bro.
Hi, Asada. Much love to you. How are you?
Say hi to LL. That's Daddy's favorite rapper.
Hi, Asada. Much love to you, Asada.
All I'll say is, look, man, I think sometimes, look, when you've been as rich as long you've been, sometimes you gotta think about it from the perspective of the people that are here.
I am.
Right?
No, see, this is my thing, right? When I think about my mother, I empathize with the people. Like this isn't. I'm not talking about. See, I'm talking about a two-pronged approach. I'm talking about offense and defense, not just offense.
All right, I feel you.
So I would say that what you're talking about is, I don't know how you would qualify it. I guess it's really at that point it's defense because you're being attacked. You feel like, right? Would you say it's defense or offense? Which side would you say you're talking about?
Look, I think, like, look, man, look, I think that there is a perspective for people, and I think that people like you who have the money that you have a different perspective, and I think that even people like me, right? Look, you work for one of the biggest, CBS, right?
Okay.
That's one of the biggest conservative organizations on earth.
Okay.
Are they not?
I don't
think so?
You know what I mean? Maybe. I guess so. They could be. I never really paid attention to it like that because honestly, I watch CNN when it comes to the news, so I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
make your point, whatever it is. Make your point.
Yeah, I guess my point is like, look, man, it's been you're about what, 50 years old? You've been rich for 30 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My point to you is that I think sometimes you gotta understand that what has been working. I think what you're saying is what Killer Mike said yesterday when he was in Atlanta. Did you see Killer Mike's speech?
Yeah, I did, of course.
Yeah, so like you saw Killer Mike's speech, and I agree with it somewhat, but I also believe like you should burn Linux and Phipps down, bro.
You said what?
You should burn Linux and Phipps down.
But see, I'm not mad at you about that. See, that's the part you don't understand, like, what you're not feeling. See, I'm not telling people they don't have a right to be angry, and I'm not telling people they shouldn't get out there and do what they feel is real. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, what I'm asking you is, what else you gonna do? Okay,
so
you say you're gonna burn Fifth after you burn Fifth and Lansdale, then we gotta get them books and know how to build it for ourselves.
Like CBS.
Huh?
We should stop spending our money. We should start spending our money on black people. That's
all right then. So guess what? You see that website down there that says rockthebells.com?
I got that same hoodie you got on right now.
No, but you see the website. You see that right down there? Rockthebells.com? That's a platform that I built to celebrate all of classic hip hop culture.
Yo, my guy. I got 4 sweatshirts from that. I got all the drop one on there.
No, the site is up now.
No,
I thank you for that.
Yesterday too, but I already got drop 1. I'm talking about I've been rocking with you for a long time, bro.
I appreciate you. Look, man, let me tell you something. I respect your opinion. I love that you came on here. I love hearing from you. You know what I'm saying? I want you to stay in my corner. Much love to Asada. And just be strong, brother. All right?
For sure. All love.
I totally respect you. Love.
All right. Love.
My man. Love. Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is that was the whole. See, my thing about it's not money. It's a mindset, right? But there is validity to what he's saying because what he's trying to say is that if you got some paper, you can't relate. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been out of the loop a little bit. And I get that, and I can understand why he would feel that. I respect that. But that's not the case with me. That's why I've been in the community for the last 15 years, doing jumping ball and doing things in the community, because I know what it's like to stand on the corner and have nothing to do. tap the 40 and pass it around. I ain't forget where I came from. A lot of people do. I understand that. But I ain't forget where I came from. Somebody said, what do I suggest? All right, you said I'm wrong for that and don't explain him. Explain. All right, so let's go to you. Let's go to you. You explain to me what I didn't explain and what I did explain. Talk to me. I want to debate. I want to talk. All right, tell me what I'm wrong.
Hello.
What's up? Tell me what I'm wrong about.
Because it's not a determination of, I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. It's not a determination of what we getting out of here, out of the news and all of this and what we actually doing. People mad and rioting because it's just, I'm from St. Louis. I was here when Michael Brown happened. It hits home. It's dead serious. Yes, we pissed off. Yes, we want. I'm broke. I'm broke as hell. I got a letter from Trump after that message stuff. It's pissing me off because they keep whitewashing what we seeing, and then don't nobody want to believe their eyes. The real issue is not with the white people that we claim we have an issue with. The real issue is with us as a people. We're not taking it up with ourselves. We're not holding ourselves responsible. We keep wanting to blame everybody else when it's our backs that they made this country on, and we should be standing on it.
So let me ask you
it pisses me off. How many people get out here? What's up? What's your question?
My question is, okay, so then if we want our people to grow and we want us to build our thing and we want to go to the next level.
Yep.
When the brothers that know how to grind and know how to get to the bag, know how to build something, know how to go get it, try to tell you something, don't you think you should listen?
It's not about a listening thing. It's a mindset thing.
No, but
what you hearing? Let me tell you. You asked me a question. Let me answer it. You asked me a question. Let me answer it. It's what you. It's not one of those things. It's a mindset thing. So you say this brother out getting the bag trying to teach the next brother. The problem comes in when the next brother comes in and jealousy and envy sets in. I can't teach my brothers if they jealous of me and like crabs in a barrel trying to bring me down. I can't show you how to get the bag if you're not trying to see how to get the bag. I can't teach you something if you don't want to learn. Malcolm X said best, if you want to keep information from a nigga, you put it in a book. If you're not reading what I'm writing, I can't show you.
So that's what I'm trying
to do. It's us. We the problem for ourselves, and don't nobody want to hear that. We the problem for us. I'm not missing the point. I'm dead right. We the problem for ourselves, and don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to accept that. Don't nobody want to acknowledge that. We are the strong race. At the end of the day, we are. We are the only race that can infiltrate any race and get babies that look like us.
Right. So
from black bleeds every color of the rainbow.
100%. I agree with you. So
you can't get nothing without getting something done, and then people don't want to get out here and fight. Yeah, they talk about it, but won't nobody stand up. I wish I could start a revolution. I would. If I could get 95 people in St. Louis right now to stand with me and we could walk, I could gather the rest of the people on the way to Washington. We would go.
Right.
I can guarantee you I could gather the people. People don't want to do the work, and the work is where we stop at.
I believe you. But here's the thing. Here's the thing you got to always remember. Everything you're saying is valid and makes sense. And you have a right to feel how you feel, and you should feel passionate about it. And I know you pissed off.
I got a black son out here. I'm scared for my son to be raised in America.
Here's my thing. When you march to the airport and you board the plane, you got to know how to fly the shit. All right? So all passion and all revolution with no wisdom and no science ain't doing shit. You got to know, listen, you got to know how to move. It ain't enough. You can't just walk up to the chessboard and say, I'm pissed off and slap all the pieces off the table, because that ain't how the world works.
That ain't how you play chess. That ain't how you play chess. That's not what you do. What you do is you sit down with your people that want to be leaders, and you sit down with somebody from every generation that you got. You need somebody old, you need somebody middle, you need somebody current, you need somebody young. You need everybody's ideas to come to the table so that we can hit this from all sides. The way you win is you do it like Shaka Zulu. You move in and phase 1 is the head. 2 is you surround them. 3, you take them all down as a circle. If we can't get together as a whole, we ain't gonna never win this war.
I'm well aware.
Period.
I'm well aware of Shaka Zulu, shortening the spear, entering from the center, surrounding. I get it. But here's the thing.
But you got to do that the way you can do that without actually taking down people. It's a way to get it done. People don't want to do it that way.
Listen to me. You have to learn. And you have to appreciate wisdom. And you have to understand that hope is not a strategy. And all patience is not created equal. Because as soon as you say patience to somebody, they think lay down and get whipped and don't say nothing. the right type of patience. You got to do the knowledge. You need a foundation. You have to teach your children. They have to learn. And you can't deal with things the way you wish they were. You got to deal with things the way they are.
The only way you're going to get through to African Americans is you have to hit them where it hurts. This don't hurt enough. You know why this don't hurt enough? Because for the last 20 years, we've seen it over and over and over and over again. And in 3 weeks, if ain't nothing happened, they done died it down, they done fired those people, it's gonna die down again. Nobody is angry enough. Nobody has fire enough to sit down and say that we need to be out here teaching people this. I wish I had enough. I'm trying to get my credit score right. I'm working on me because when I get enough money, I'm gonna open up my rec center. The things that they teach us in school as African Americans is not what we need to learn to sustain real life in the real world. We don't have financial training. We don't have background training. They're giving us the wrong history. They're not telling us everything and everything that we need to know. I want to put in my rec center. I am tired of us going out here saying, oh, we know this, we know that, we see this, and we don't know shit.
Well,
excuse my French.
Okay. This is real people, real conversations. Well, look, tell everybody
like
your name,
it's serious.
tell everybody your name and where you from again.
I am sensual. I am sensual. My name is Nisha Boyd from St. Louis, but everybody calls me Sin, aka Sensual Catalea. Look me up, follow me, raise your gang. We putting it out there. I make music all day. Follow us. We putting out real words for real people because we want the world to change. Period. It's got to change now. I'm 32 years old. I'm so upset by everything that I see and the fact that I don't have the financial background to fix it up. But I said at the end of this year, I'm going to have that. By the time I'm 40, I'm going to have the money to get where I'm going.
You do have creativity. My grandmother used to tell me, Todd, you're going to make it happen if you got to eat shit with a splinter. All right? You got creativity. Work your thing. Work your magic.
It's got to happen.
Listen.
It's got to happen. And I wish I had happened sooner, but it's happening.
Everybody has different gifts and talents. I get that. But guess what? I wasn't born in, in Bill Gates' basement, okay? I'm from the hood.
I know.
And I know you 30.
My mama loved you a lot when I was little, so I know.
Because you 32, your entire life I've been famous to you. So you can't picture me as a normal kid on the bus or on the subway getting slapped by cops and shit. You can't picture that part of my life.
And look, I saw you when I was a little kid, and I see you now, and I didn't think you was gonna put on weight, so I can picture anything. Trust me.
Well,
I'm very open-minded to the world.
Because I'm good on
Hey, you know when you came, when Mama said knock you out, you was a little skinny. When Mama said knock you out, you was a little bit thin. You was a little bit thin. But it's okay, because Deep Blue Sea brought that all back, so you can.
Much love to you, Sin, all right? One love.
Thank you.
I love you. Peace and love. Peace. Yeah. Good vibes. So look, I'm glad we had a chance to talk about this conversation, to have this conversation. Again, I'm a little thick. I'm glad we had this conversation. We got some things off our chest. Hopefully a lot of you understand more about what I was saying. Again, let's spread love, positivity, good energy, and good vibes. You know what I'm saying? You got a right to feel mad. You got a right to be angry. You got a right to be pissed off. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want to encourage us and encourage everybody. Educate your children. Teach them about strategy. Teach them about being an effective partner to people. Teach them integrity and trustworthiness. Teach them love. And teach them to respect themselves and respect others. May George Floyd rest in peace. May all the victims of this senseless police brutality rest in peace. Michael Brown, Sandra Bland, all of them. And you guys stay strong, you know what I'm saying? Again, I got a platform, rockthebells.com. I would encourage you to go to rockthebells.com. It is all about lifting up and preserving classic hip-hop culture. The pioneers, the founders, the people that started it. We're no longer being marginalized. You can go to rockthebells.com, check it out, get you some gear, support the founders, support the pioneers, support the people that are behind it. And I love y'all, man. And I'm glad we got that off our chest. Stay strong. Real people, real conversations.